Again, this and all bouts tonight scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. The bell in round number 1. Black trunks for Erik Leander. Black trunks, red trim for Alejandro Solorzano. Huge swings from Leander.
Yeah, Leander definitely coming in aggressive, looking for, landing some great body shots.
Body shots, and then you see the tie-up Solorzano talked about, but that was the full tie plum. You have to hit the half plum.
I'm afraid that if this fight does go long, with Leander coming out so fast and with being so muscular, I know he's going to get tired throwing those shots. He's going to have to pace himself a little bit, just pace himself before he burn himself out.
You see the high striking guard, and now there's the dirty boxing that Solorzano talked about wanting on the inside, utilizing that 6-fight pro background in MMA and all of his MMA training.
It's a little cut open on the right eye of Leander, right below it.
Leander,
there you go.
Using the jab as a rangefinder and then landing that flush. Telescopic jab. Again, Leander to the body. He's been effective, champ, and Solorzano with the high striking guard willing to take those body shots.
Yeah, he has been effective with the aggressiveness. He's really worked hard, but I think he's working a little bit too hard. I think he needs to pace himself a little bit more over this distance fight.
35 seconds remaining, round number 1. The chant of Mexico from this Cancun crowd in support of their home nation fighter from Guadalajara, Alejandro Solorzano. Leander smart on the level change, dipping his head in.
Look at Solorzano. He's patient. He's keeping his form. He's not breathing hard. He's taking his time. I think that might be the difference if this fight goes further.
Lead left hook lands from Solorzano. Very entertaining round number 1 in the heavyweight division. Erik Leander versus Alejandro Solorzano, and we are heading to round 2. Outside on a gorgeous early February evening at Beto Avila Stadium here in Cancun, Mexico. This baseball stadium playing host to BKFC 4 in our first bare knuckle fighting championship event outside of the United States.
Here's Leander. Big body shots. Talking about hitting the heavy bag. But it's that uppercut right there at the end that stunned him a little bit. Overhand right. Landed by Solorzano. I love what Leander is doing in this first round. I just want him to pace himself a little bit because I'm afraid, like I mentioned earlier, Sean, that he may burn out with as active as he is.
Two very different body types, and champ, one thing you and I know that is true across all combat sports, bodies alone do not win fights.
Most definitely.
Leander circling back, trying to play off of the one, work his jab. Solorzano sticking out the jab.
There you go. I like this pace better for Leander right now.
Solorzano, a lot of head movement. You see bobbing back and forth, looking to come to the inside. Step in right hand, Solorzano off the mark. 80 seconds remaining, round number 1, and yes, these 2-minute rounds do absolutely fly by. Much more measured start here, champ, in round 2 than we saw in round 1. Big swing and a miss by Leander, then he lands that. Took Solorzano right off of his striking line.
And it's those misses, big, wide, long misses that I know, being so muscular, you're going to get tired throwing and missing. He has to land in order not to get muscle fatigue.
Note the contrast in striking guards. Very high and tight for Solorzano, as we saw in round number 1, willing to eat those body shots to land inside. Leander much more open, much more fluid with his hands.
He's trying to set up that overhand right that he's found some success in this fight in.
Tip from Leander.
He just got to get closer.
That's a good left hand after the miss to the body by Leander. Counter shot, the left hand. That stopped Leander cold. Big uppercuts. Again, this is legal. Punches out of an active clinch. Now this separation of Dan Miragliotta, you see warning. Alejandro Solorzano punch to the back of the head. Big shots, the counter left hand from Solorzano. And we are headed to round 3. You see the great Stitch Duran going to work on the nose of Erik Leander between rounds 2 and 3, and champ back to round 2.
Man, I think that nose is broke. I know Stitch is great with cuts. Let's see if he can fix that between rounds. Great action right here. Both guys effective. But it's those little short combination punches right there that did a lot of damage at the end of this round.
The immediate effect, of course, champ, you've given a lot of broken noses. I don't believe you've ever had your nose broken, is that it affects the breathing. That's the immediate impact for fighters.
It really does. And also, I think it's a little painful, too, if you're steady getting hit on it.
From the scratch line in round number 3. Slowly you see Erik Leander being moved back. Alejandro Solorzano trying to walk him down.
As you can see, he's breathing out his mouth now. His mouth is wide open. I don't think he can probably breathe through his nostrils right now.
Nothing on those jabs from Leander.
Leander's going to have to land one of these big shots and drop this guy if he wants to secure this victory. Looks like
huge left hand.
Looks like he's winding down a little bit now.
Again, we know Leander has massive power. 8 first-round knockouts in his pro boxing career. But he has definitely slowed down here in round number 3, but a measured pace set by Alejandro Solorzano seems in no hurry.
It looks like the nose is blood clotting actually right now because it's just hanging out. I don't think he can breathe out his nose.
Clean break ordered by Dan Miragliotta, received by Erik Leander. See blood on the stomach of Solorzano, but that is Leander's bloody nose that's trickling now onto the body of Solorzano. Methodical right now in his movement, trying to cut off this BKFC squared circle from Solorzano. Lead left hook. Credit Leander fighting through what certainly appears to be a broken nose. If it's not broken, it's badly busted up because he is bleeding profusely out of both nostrils.
He need a big shot right now to change the tide in this fight. Ooh!
There's the big shot on the step-in overhand right from Solorzano, throws the left hand.
Solorzano don't look like he's going to be making any mistakes. He's not going to really give Leander these opportunities.
Good left hand from Leander, firing back off of the jab, then the right hand. Final seconds, round number 3, and time called by Dan Miragliotta. His nose is not a mess, it's a disaster right now. There are no facial cuts.
Yes, it is.
On Leander.
Oh, no.
I take that back. He is sliced above his left eye, and you see that's a vertical slice, and also that badly bloodied nose.
He's taking a tremendous amount of punishment in this fight.
Final seconds, round number 3, time in.
One shot.
Big shots counter. There's the bell and the end of the fight, rather the end of the round. I don't know anything. I'm not saying anything premature. Leander certainly wants to continue.
Again, that pride, that U.S. pride, USA pride, Mexico pride is on the line tonight.
It was difficult to see the slice because of all of the blood on the face and the forehead of Leander from the bloodied nose, but he's definitely sliced on his forehead and ate that left hand.
That clean uppercut. It could have been that right hand over top right there.
Almost a bolo-like punch there, champ.
Yeah, he's found the home for the uppercut. But Leander did land a big right hand right before the bell rung. And let's see if he can pick back up on that in this round. He's going to need a big punch. He's going to have to drop this guy.
Full credit to Erik Leander telling Dan Miragliotta he wants to continue making his way up to the scratch line.
I'm not surprised.
So round 4 we go. Immediate forward movement from Leander in the right hand. Counter left and a counter right from Solorzano.
He split back open again. There he is.
Big shots on the inside from the clinch from Leander. Clinch right back, half tie plum held from Solorzano. Again, you can half tie plum as long as you have active hands. Leander back to the inside. This seems to be plan B now, champ. Here, 30 seconds gone, round number 4.
Well, he's staying close because at distance, he's vulnerable.
Miragliotta calling time again, and he is going to stop it. It's not
mess.
the bloody nose. It is that vertical slice on the forehead of Erik Leander. He wants to continue. Dan Miragliotta safety first, and that's a 4th round TKO win for Alejandro Solorzano. Full credit to Erik Leander. Extremely game. Had a fast start to this fight. Solorzano settled in and then really went to work with some big shots from range.
Solorzano, I think the patience he showed in this fight was very, very good for him. It got Leander out of his game, and he stayed poised throughout.
There are cuts and then there are slices. That is a slice on the forehead of Erik Leander, which ultimately stops this fight.
Well, right here, he wants to be inside close, but you can see Solorzano got a couple good shots in right here, as well as Leander, banging good to the body. He needed to stay this close. It was the outside that gave him problems. Right here, he's doing good work, but it was just too much to overcome with the nose and the cut and the breathing through the mouth. It was just a lot for him to get through tonight, but hats off to both guys.
Credit again to the heart of Erik Leander. Credit to the poise of Alejandro Solorzano. He knew that he was facing a fighter, and he really respected coming in. The punching power, the one-punch knockout power of Erik Leander. Was willing to eat body shots, settle into the rhythm, and ultimately get the win.
Steps in and calls a stop to the fight at 29 seconds into round number 4. For your winner, by TKO, representing Team Mexico, Alejandro Goliath Solorzano.
4 straight in MMA. And now victory in his bare-knuckle debut for Alejandro Solorzano. Not without adversity, but receiving the winner's medal. Hard fought, well fought from both heavyweights, champ.
It was. The size, I think, really troubled Leander early. He couldn't.